Happy New Year's, everyone. This is Apba Brian and Apba Baseball Classics bringing to you game number 149 of the Hunt for 400 Ted Williams path to the 400 batting average in the 1941 season. Today, the Red Sox are hosting the second game of a two-game series at Fenway Park with the New York Yankees. A check of the Ted Williams 400 meter shows him at 175 for 430 at-bats. That is a 407 batting average. And he's not hit with power yet in this stretch. We're doing the last 10 games of the season. In the real life last 10 games of the season, Ted Williams did hit 2 home runs. He was 36th on this day as the Red Sox whipped the Yankees 4-1 at Fenway. And a few days later, he hit number 37 in Washington, D.C. So 2 home runs in real life in his last 10 games, pretty much his pace. He had 37 for the 41 season. And that kind of tells me that as far as swinging the bat and trying to get base hits, Ted Williams probably did not change anything about how he approached offense. Obviously, it is hard to hit 400 in a season. It's not been done since 1941. Closest people have come are Rod Carew, Tony Gwynn, and George Brett. I'm most familiar with George Brett's path toward 400 in the 1980 season, when as late as September 19th, he was hitting 400 himself. In the season here, Ted Williams is at September 21st. Brett was at a peak of 407 on August 26th. But George Brett did one thing that probably Ted Williams did not do. He did, and Brett will tell you in his own words, he did exactly what he should not do, and that's go out and try to hit 400. He fell to 390 from this point to the end of the season. Ted Williams just kept, I believe, everything on an even keel and approached the plate as he did all season long. This is Apba Baseball Classics, where yesterday's stars performed through cards and dice, classic games on our tabletops. Here are the starting lineups for today's game for the New York Yankees. This was a Sunday game, and a few players had the day off on this game. Jerry Pretty will play first base, Phil Rizzuto at shortstop, Tommy Heinrich in right field, Joe DiMaggio in center, Joe Gordon at second, Bill Dickey is the catcher, George Selkirk in left field, Frank Grossetti at third base, and Tiny Bonham is on the mound. He had a 2.98 earned run average, and he won 9 games in 1941. For the Boston Red Sox, Don DiMaggio is in center field, Lou Finney in right field, Joe Cronin at shortstop, Ted Williams in left field, Jim Tabor third base, Al Flair is at first base, Jimmy Fox getting the day off, Bobby Doerr at second base, Pitlock's the catcher, and Mickey Harris is on the mound. Mickey Harris won 8 games, had a 3.25 earned run average. As you look at the biographies on the Apba baseball cards, you might notice that there were quite a few players on both teams that hail from California. There's quite a California connection in this game. Jerry Pretty's from California. Rizzuto, he was from New York. DiMaggio, of course, from California. Joe Gordon from California. Frankie Grossetti from California, and the pitcher Tiny Bonham from California. And there are 4 Red Sox. We've already talked about Williams and Bobby Doerr knowing each other in San Diego before they were signed by the Red Sox. But also Dominic DiMaggio, like his brother, from California. And Joe Cronin was from San Francisco, California as well. So quite a California connection with these 2 teams. My guess is in those days there were leagues playing baseball in California all year round, like there are today. All right, Jerry Pretty leads off for the Red Sox. He's facing Mickey Harris. We're playing basic Apba. New York and Boston today are both fielding column 2, and Mickey Harris is a grade B pitcher with an X strikeout modifier. First pitch of the game is a 21, and Jerry Pretty hits a roller to Jim Tabor at third base. Throw to first. Pretty is out. One down. Here's Scooter Rizzuto. 6-5 popped up behind home plate. Catcher Pitlock is under it and puts it away with both hands. 2 outs. Tommy Heinrich from Massillon, Ohio. 277 hitter. He clubbed 31 homers in 1941. Heinrich rolls a ground ball to third base. X strikeout modifier, so it's not a ground ball. Harris has that strikeout rating. So Heinrich is a strikeout victim, called strike 3. No runs, no hits or errors. The Yankees are done in the top of the first. Red Sox coming to bat. Our Tiny Bonham is rated grade B pitcher, and he has a Z modifier. Does not walk as many batters as average pitchers in 1941. Here is Dominic DiMaggio, brother of Joe, leading off for the Red Sox. And Dominic leads off the Red Sox game with a base hit over shortstop. That ball retrieved by Twinkle Toes Selkirk. It gets it back into the infield. Sox have a fast man on at first base. Lou Finney, 288 hitter. Lou Finney lifts a fly ball out toward right field, toward Tommy Heinrich, who runs it down. One gone. Here's a player manager, Joe Cronin. Hard ground ball to second, snagged by Gordon, who flips to Rizzuto and over to first for a 4-6-3 double play. Nice play by Joe Gordon, who is a very good defensive player over there at second base. Red Sox are retired. We go to the top of the second, no score. All right, Joe DiMaggio leads off the top of the second for New York. He was 1 for 4 yesterday with 2 RBIs. DiMaggio hits a 4-0. I'm using in this project the rare play number randomizer. When we get a rare play or play result number of 23, 36, 37, 30, 39, 40, and 41, we re-roll on the rare play randomizer table. And that re-roll is going to lead us to play result 39, which is a strike or W. Mickey Harris does not have the W rating. So strike 1 on Joe D. Bats from the right side of the plate with his legs pretty far apart. Takes nearly no stride and rotates those hips and brings the bat through the strike zone with a sweet swing. Here's a pitch to Joe DiMaggio. 55 is a line drive the other way for a base hit for Joe DiMaggio, hitting that ball where it was pitched. Joe DiMaggio's on as a leadoff hitter. Joe Gordon's the batter, 24 homers in 41. Mickey Harris pitching from the stretch for the first time. Here is his offering for 3. Ground ball back to Mickey Harris, who pivots and throws to Cronin at shortstop for the out at second base. Fielder's choice. And now Joe Gordon's the runner at first base. Average speed for Joe Gordon. Here's the catcher, Bill Dickey. 1 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Bill Dickey hits a second column roll. That's the extra base column, usually. 1-2 is not this time. It's a base hit for Bill Dickey. Gordon will round second and go all the way to third. The Yankees have first and third, 1 gone. They're threatening in the second. That brings up Twinkle Toes, George Selkirk. Boston's going to play the infield at double play depth with 1 out, men on the corners. Here's the pitch to Selkirk. That is a base hit for Twinkle Toes, and that drives in Gordon. Dickey will hold at second, and RBI single for George Selkirk puts the Yankees on the board, 1-0. Bill Dickey is a rated slow runner, and I automatically play my slow runners safe on the base paths, unless I say otherwise. And here is, with runners on first and second, the next Yankee batter is Frank Crosetti. We're down to the 8th spot in the lineup. Does Mickey Harris want to pass Crosetti to pitch to the pitcher? He's just a 223 hitter. He's going to take his chances with the shortstop. Here's the pitch to Frank Crosetti. Crosetti hits a slower to third. Picked up by Tabor. The throw to first is not in time. Crosetti legs out an infield hit and loads the bases. So it's all a wash whether he walked him or pitched to him. Bases are still loaded here, and here is the pitcher, Tiny Bonham. And the Yankee pitcher was a 160 hitter in 1941 with no power. But can he put a quarter in the merry-go-round? Here's the pitch to Ernest Tiny Bonham. That's a 2-2 roll. And he makes contact, lifts a fly ball to center field, which will be fielded by Dominic DiMaggio. Bill Dickey will tag and score from third. Sacrifice fly. And an RBI for Tiny Bonham makes it 2-0 Yankees. We're in the second inning here. Top of the order, and Jerry Pretty. 2 outs, 2 on now. High pop-up on the infield, taken by Joe Cronin for the third out, but the Yankees get 4 hits and 2 runs. New York 2, Boston nothing. All right, Ted Williams will lead off the bottom of the second inning, batting .407. Here's the pitch from Tiny Bonham. 6-6 rolls a drive by Williams, and just like he did in the real game on this date in 1941, Ted Williams goes yard. That bumps the Sluggers' average up to .409. Here's Jim Tabor. Pop up on the infield. Phil Rizzuto is under it. Calls for it and makes the catch. 1 down. Here's Al Flair, Broadway Flair. Only batted 30 times in the 1941 season. 4-3 is a roller back to the pitcher Bonham, who throws to first baseman Jerry Pretty for the out. Here's Bobby Dorr. 2 outs, bases clear. The pitch to Bobby Dorr is popped up on the infield. Second baseman Joe Gordon calls for it and makes the catch. That's the end of the inning. Red Sox get 1 run on 1 hit. We go to the top of the third. Yankees 2 and the Red Sox 1. In the top of the third, Mickey Harris will be looking at Phil Rizzuto, Tommy Heinrich, and Joe DiMaggio. Rizzuto from Brooklyn, New York, hometown boy for the Yankees. Mickey Harris grew up in New York as well. 1-6 roll to Rizzuto is a ground ball to shortstop. Joe Cronin throws a strike over to first base to Al Flair for the first out. 1 away, that brings up Tommy Heinrich. Heinrich pops it up behind home plate, back by the backstop, and that ball is caught by Frank Pitlock. 2 up and 2 down. And now Harris has to deal with Joe DiMaggio, who singled his first time up. And DiMaggio sends a ground ball to second base, or X. He strikes out for DiMaggio with that X modifier. 3 up and 3 down for the Yankees. Bottom of the third, 2-1 New York. All right, Tiny Bonham returns to the mound to pitch the bottom of the third inning. He offered up an assortment of deliveries. He had his best season in 1942 when he won 21 games. And he's facing catcher Frank Pitlock first in this last of the third inning. 46 is a roller back to Bonham, who throws out Pitlock at first base. 1 out. Here's the pitcher, Mickey Harris, who sometimes stole bases. You look at the second column, there's several 11s there. But only one chance to get into that column, though, from rolling a 6-6. 6-2 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. First strikeout for Tiny Bonham. 2 outs, top of the order to Dominic DiMaggio. DiMaggio hits a bouncing ball to Joe Gordon at second base. The throw over. 3 up and 3 down for the Red Sox. Go to the top of the fourth. The Yankees lead by 1. All right, Joe Gordon leads off for the Yankees. He was college educated. He went to the University of Oregon. Actually played on the football team as a halfback. And his alma mater is playing Liberty University today in the first bowl game for this New Year's Day. Here's a pitch to Joe Gordon. 1-2 is a ground ball to second base. Gordon is thrown out. Play made by Bobby Dorr. Here's Bill Dickey. That's 2 Hall of Famers there, Dorr and Gordon. Gordon was elected into the Hall of Fame posthumously. Here's a pitch to Bill Dickey. 51 is a base hit for Bill Dickey. He is 2 for 2, and that's the 5th Yankee hit in the game. Slow-mo at first. As I say, he'll be dealt with safely on the base pass. Here's Twinkle Toes. Pitch to Selkirk is a play result of 15, which sends us to the air number randomizer. 42 is a play result of 18, and that is an error on the shortstop, Joe Cronin. Fumbled the ground ball, and Dickey goes to second on the miscue. So the Yankees had first and second. Frankie Crosetti, the Crow, comes to bat. 1 out and 2 on. Crosetti swings and misses for strike 3, a crucial strikeout for Mickey Harris. 2 outs. Probably Mickey Harris is not concerned anyway. He is a supremely confident pitcher. And now he's facing his counterpart, Tiny Bonham. But Bonham gets an infield hit. That loads the bases. Anybody scores this inning, these runs will be unearned. There should be 3 outs already. Here's Jerry Pretty. And Jerry Pretty put a quarter in a merry-go-round. Infield pop-up. Bobby Dorr is under it and makes the squeeze, and that ends the inning. 2 hits but no runs. Bottom of the fourth, it's 2-1 Yankees. Right fielder Lou Finney will lead off the last of the fourth inning for the Red Sox. He is a tough man to strike out. There are no 13s on his card. Here's a pitch from Tiny Bonham to Lou Finney. 24 is a fly ball to left field. That's caught by Twinkle Toes Joe Selkirk. 2 flyouts for Finney today. He is 0 for 2. Here's Joe Cronin. Rolled into a double play in the first inning. But not this time. He hits a second column roll. And that is a double for Joe Cronin. Double on a long drive hit to right center field that falls between Heinrich and DiMaggio. They retrieved it at the wall. Red Sox have 1 out and a runner in scoring position for Teddy Ballgame, who is 1-for-1 on the day, and on his Williams 400 meter, he's batting .409, homered in his first at bat. 6-5 is popped up into foul territory on the third base side. Frank Crosetti in foul territory makes the catch. 2 outs. So now Williams is 176 for 431. And his average falls to 408. Jim Tabor's the batter. It's going to be up to Tabor to get this tying run home. And he represents the potential go-ahead run. Here's the pitch to Jim Tabor, 2-3. Is a ground ball to second base. And Joe Gordon throws out Jim Tabor. That's the end of the inning. 1 hit, no runs. Top of the 5th inning. Yankees 2 and the Red Sox 1. All right, Mickey Harris will face the 2nd through 4th hitters in the Yankee lineup. He did that in the 3rd inning and retired them in order. Here is Phil Rizzuto stepping into the box. All right, Rizzuto hits a ground ball to the shortstop, Joe Cronin, who scoops and throws the first in time for the first out. Here's Tommy Heinrich. Struck out and popped out. For 6 is a ground ball back to the pitcher, Harris, who snags it and underhand toss over to first base. 2 outs. Here's Joe D. DiMaggio is 1 for 2, singled and struck out. Joe DiMaggio gets one on the sweet spot. 2nd column roll. 6-5 is a single, though. Just a single for Joe DiMaggio. He's 2 for 3. There's Joe Gordon, the power-hitting Yankees second baseman. And 2-5 is a ground ball to third. That'll end the inning. Yankees get 1 hit, no runs. Bottom of the 5th, 2-1 New York. Al Flaherty, 6'4", first baseman, leads off for the Boston Red Sox in the last of the 5th inning. They're down by 1 tally. 3-2 roll is a ground ball to second base. Joe Gordon handles it flawlessly and throws out Al Flair. That brings up Bobby Doerr, the Red Sox second baseman. One thing I noticed in these games, this game in real life was attended by 28,000 fans. The Sunday games were well attended. The September 14th Sunday game versus the White Sox had 36,000. But the other games were not very well attended. Now, they finished the season in Washington and Philadelphia. And 2 of those games were double headers, but there was only like 5,000, 7,500. And even that last double header, the last double header had only 10,000 in Philadelphia. The game before that only had 1,000. Notice, though, if you look at Baseball Reference and the time of these games, they were played quickly. This game was played in 1 hour, 48 minutes. The next game was 1:49, and then 1:38. Let's see, 2:10, 1:42, 2:02. The last game of the season was played in a mere 1 hour and 21 minutes. Bobby Doerr is the batter. Base is clear. 24 is a fly ball to left field. Twinkle Toe Selkirk puts it away, 2 outs. Frankie Pitlock, the 8th place hitter. Catcher steps into the box. And Pitlock rolls a 2nd column roll. Not been very lucky on our 2nd column rolls today. 2-4 is a double, though, for Frankie Pitlock. He'll be in scoring position for the pitcher, Mickey Harris. Gets a chance to help his cause. Only a slim chance, only a 109 hitter. Here's the pitch to the pitcher. 41 is a ground ball to shortstop. Phil Rizzuto with a step to his left, fields it and throws to first for the final out of the inning. 1 hit, no runs. We go to the top of the 6th. Yankees lead by 1. So far, pitching duel here in Fenway Park. Mickey Harris is pitching a good game. He has allowed 2 runs. He's pitching to 4 Hall of Famers in this lineup. And here's one of them leading off the last of the 6th inning, Bill Dickey. 2-3 is a ground ball to second base. Bobby Doerr throws out Bill Dickey. Dickey's 2 for 3 on the day. Here's Twinkle Toes George Selkirk. Thrown on base twice, single and reached by an error. 63 is a fly ball to right field. Lou Finney is tracking it and makes the catch. Here's the Crow, Frankie Crosetti. Three-one roll is a base on balls, and that is the first walk in the game. Crosetti takes first with 2 outs. Here's Tiny Bonham. Bonham has a sacrifice fly, an RBI, and a single. 6-4, he swings and misses for strike 3. We go last of the 6th inning. 2-1 New York. All right, the little professor, Dominic DiMaggio, wears glasses, leads off the bottom of the 6th inning. One of 3 DiMaggio brothers playing in major leagues. Dominic was the youngest of the 3. Played his whole career with the Red Sox, 11 years with the Red Sox. All 3 DiMaggio brothers were center fielders. Here's the pitch to Dominic DiMaggio, 3-5. Base on balls, he draws a walk. First walk earned by the Red Sox. That will possibly get Ted Williams up in this inning. Here's Lou Finney. Lou Finney rolls a play result of 14. That's 2 balls and no strikes because Tiny Bonham has the Z modifier. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Lou Finney. There's a rope hit the right field, fielded by Tommy Heinrich. Meanwhile, Dominic DiMaggio rounds second and goes to third safely. First and third, Boston with nobody out. Will the Yankees play the infield in or play double play depth? I think they'll play double play depth. If they can induce Cronin to roll into double play, then they'll have Williams batting with nobody on base. The alternative would be to walk him. I mean, well, they're not going to walk Cronin and load the bases for Ted Williams. But as far as they're playing for a double play or playing in, if they play in, they don't want any cheap ground balls rolling through. They're going to try to play for a double play. Here's the pitch to Joe Cronin. 6-4 is ball 4 for a walk to Joe Cronin. That pushes Finney to second. Joe Cronin's the base runner at first. Dominic DiMaggio's at third. And there were no outs. So you can't walk Ted Williams, who was already homered in this game. This is a big moment for the Red Sox, a big moment for Tiny Bonham and his Yankees. Williams is at 4:08. Here's the pitch. Line drive towards second. Joe Gordon leaps. He can't get it. That's a base hit. DiMaggio will score from third. Lou Finney will score from second. Let's see. Joe Cronin will hold at second unless he's fast. I don't think at this point in his career he's fast. He's not. So first and second, 2 RBIs for Ted Williams. Puts the Sox in top. Boston 3 and the Yankees 2. And holy cow, Ted Williams' march to the American League is looking like General Sherman's march to the sea in the Civil War. Ted Williams is now 177 through 432. He has raised his average to 410. Sox have runners at first and second. And they've got Tiny Bonham on the ropes. Still no outs. Here's Jim Tabor. Tabor pulls a ground ball to Crosetti at third to throw over to first. That's the first out, but runners advance. It's second and third, Boston. And that will bring up Al Flair. And the Yankees will play the infield in. Here's the pitch to Flair. The big first baseman hits a fly ball to right field. It will be deep enough. Sac fly will score Joe Cronin. RBI for Flair. Ted Williams holds at second, and it is 4-2 Boston. 2 outs. Here's Bobby Dorr. And that's a drive to left center field. Selkirk can't get it. It rolls to the wall. Williams scores, and Dorr slides in the second with a RBI double. It's 5-2 Boston. Timeout. Joe McCarthy and the Yankees are going to go to the bullpen and bring in Atlee Donald. He's a grade B pitcher, normally a starting pitcher, but he did a couple of stints of relief. He's a BY pitcher, and they're going to ask for some innings from Atlee Donald. He's right-handed, so he gets the 1 grade bump up pitching to catcher Frankie Pitlock. Let's see, unless I pitch hit for Pitlock, because I think they have a left-handed hitting catcher. Hold on a second. Okay, the Red Sox will send up a left-handed hitting catcher. It's Johnny Peacock, 284 hitter, so he doesn't get the bump up. Here's the pitch to Peacock. High pop up on the infield. Joe Gordon's under it and makes the catch. But a big inning for the Red Sox. 8 hitters come to the plate. They get 1, 2, 3 hits. There were 2 walks also. So 3 hits and 4 runs. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there were 4 runs, so it is 5-2, the score. Top of the 7th, Red Sox lead by 3. All right, Johnny Peacock does stay in the game. He dons the tools of ignorance, and he is now Mickey Harris's catcher. This is the 7th inning. He has reached the point of fatigue. If 3 bad things happen to him, his grade goes down 1 level. And he's facing the top of the New York order. Here's the pitch to Jerry Pretty. 3-2 is a ground ball to second base. No modifiers on that result. So Pretty is out. 4-3, retired by Bobby Dorr. Here is Phil Rizzuto. Scooter bats from the right side of the plate and throwing dice all over the room. All right, here we go. 2-6 is a ground ball to third, unless Mickey Harris has the X modifier, and he does, so it's a strikeout. 2 up and 2 down for the Yankees. Here's Tommy Heinrich. They don't seem to have an answer to the Red Sox big inning, but Heinrich, he hits a fly ball to center field, and it is run down by Dominic DiMaggio. Nice play in center by the little professor. 3 up and 3 down for the Yankees. 7th inning stretch time. 5-2 Boston. All right, here's Atlee Donald. Brought into relief the last inning. He'll be facing the top of the Red Sox order, Dominic DiMaggio, Lou Finney, and Joe Cronin. 5-4 is going to be a fly out to right field for the, let's see. Should not be DiMaggio, should be the pitcher is up. Yeah, still a fly out the right field. Mickey Harris is out. 1 gone. Not Dominic DiMaggio. 52 is a ground ball to third base, or X. Donald doesn't have the X. He has a Y strikeout modifier. So DiMaggio's out. 2 outs. Here's Lou Finney. DiMaggio grounded out to third. Play made by Frank Rossetti. Lou Finney got a base hit to drive in a run last inning. He rolls a 3-2, and that's a ground ball to second base. Joe Gordon with the scoop and the sidearm throw to first. Red Sox are retired in order in the 7th. We go to the top of the 8th. 5-2, Boston. Right here is Joe DiMaggio. The Red Sox allowed 2 runs in the 2nd inning, but that's all they've given up to the Bronx Bombers. Joe DiMaggio is 2 for 3 on the day, 2 singles and a strikeout. 21 is a ground ball to third base, fielded by Jim Tabor. Throw across to Al Flair, and Joe D is retired. Here's Flash Gordon. Pop out to the catcher, 2 outs. And now Hall of Fame catcher Bill Dickey, the mentor to Yogi Berra, in the not too distant future. 1-6 is a ground out to shortstop. Bottom of the 8th, Red Sox still up by 3. Joe Cronin leads off the last of the 8th for Boston. Ted Williams is on deck. And Atlee Donald is still hurling for New York. 34 is a fly ball hit to center field. That's Joe DiMaggio's territory. He fields it gracefully and puts that away. 1 out. And now Ted Williams having a big day today. He is 2 for 3 and batting .410 with a homer and a single in today's action. Here's a pitch to left-handed batter. 2-2 roll is going to be a double for Ted Williams. 3/4 of the way through the cycle. And let's check that Ted Williams meter. He is now 178 for .433 and a .411 batting average. Batter Jim Tabor. 16 homers in 1941. The pitch to Tabor is a 3-4, and that's a fly out to center field. That's not correct. With a runner on second base, that's a ground out to the pitcher. And Williams goes to third. All right, here's Al Flair. Al Flair is 0 for 2. He has a sacrifice fly and an RBI. Team will send us to the error randomizer table. So 5-3 roll, that's a 18 on the card. Re-roll. 23 is 16. Al Flair is hit by a pitch ball. Runners on the corners. And now Bobby Doerr, Hall of Famer, comes to the plate. With Johnny Peacock, let's see, on deck, he has an even higher batting average, so they'll pitch the Doerr. With 2 outs, the infield is back. Here is the offering from Atlee Donald. It's a 2-4 roll. And a fly out to left field, so the Red Sox threaten, but don't add to their run total. 1 hit, no runs. Top of the 9th, Boston 5 and New York 2. Okay, Mickey Harris returns to the mound. He's looking for a complete game. He threw 11 of those in 1941. He has retired 10 of his last 11 hitters and has no marks against his fatigue, so he is as fresh as a daisy. To pitch to Twinkle Toes George Selkirk, Frank Rossetti, and then probably a pinch hitter for the pitcher. Here's a pitch to Twinkle Toes. Ground ball to first base, picked up by Al Flair. He'll take it unassisted. 1 out, 2 to go. Here's Frank Rossetti. Rossetti lifts a fly ball to right field. Lou Finney's under it. 2 gone. Yankee pitch hitter will be Frenchie Bordeguerreri. Frenchie Bordeguerreri did pitch hit in the real game, and he flied out to left field. He is the Yankees' last hope. 5-2. Bordeguerreri swings and misses for strike 3, and that's the final out. Strong finish for Mickey Harris, who retires the last 10 Yankees in order. Final score, Boston 5 and New York 2. We'll be back to wrap it up. It was a banner day for Ted Williams and the Boston Red Sox. The Yankees scored 2 runs on 7 hits and no errors. Boston totaled 5 runs on 8 hits and they committed 1 error. Ted Williams went 3-4-4 with a single, double, and homer, and now his batting average is 4-11. Red Sox will pack up their gear and they will leave Fenway Park and go to Washington, D.C. to take on the Washington Senators for game number 150. Dick Newsom will start against Sid Hudson of the Senators. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and may God bless. Ted Williams sleeps easy tonight. He's batting .411.